Good day, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome to the last club officer training video to be recorded by me for the Toastmaster Art YouTube channel. My name is Art Farnsworth, currently serving as club treasurer and sergeant at arms for my home club, We the Speakers, but I have at this point served in every club officer position. I have also been an area director, a division director, and a district parliamentarian. Welcome to this video presentation of the Club President Club Officer Training Session. The purpose of this session is to help club presidents understand their role in the Toastmasters Club. If you are not yet a club president, but wish to know in advance what the office entails, then you should also find this material helpful. As the club president of your Toastmasters Club, you have an opportunity to set the tone for your club and provide supportive leadership. Your influence and example should bring out the best in members and club officers alike. Here is what we will be looking at today, the 3 R's. No, not reading, writing, and arithmetic, but rather role, responsibilities, and resources. Here are our session's objectives. After completing this session, you will be able to identify your role within the club, fulfill your responsibilities within the club and club executive committee, and find resources that will help you fulfill your responsibilities. I would like to add a note here that the club president need not be a long-term Toastmaster. In other words, you don't have to wait for years as a member before deciding that you are ready and willing and able to be the top dog, the club president. Here's why. A good club president can bring in outside leadership skills. And quite frankly, in my opinion, someone with more experience from without Toastmasters rather than from within can bring new ideas to the club. I have seen this proven on more than one occasion in my home club. Let us, though, consider now the essence of the club president role. He sets the tone for the club and provides leadership to the club executive committee and club members. What about the responsibilities of the club president? Presiding over meetings, helping the club earn distinguished club recognition, leading and guiding, and serving as a Pathways base camp manager. This is the description of the club president role found in the club constitution for clubs of Toastmasters International. I share it because you might have full, some, or even no knowledge of what the governing documents say in this regard. Let's take a look. The club president is the chief executive officer of this club and is responsible for fulfilling the mission of this club. The club president chairs meetings of this club and the club executive committee, appoints all committees, and has general supervision of the operation of this club. As club president, you're also going to be an ex officio member of all committees, except the club leadership committee, and you're going to serve as one of the club's representatives on the area and/or district councils. You have other duties that are shown here, but let's move on. By summarizing that the club constitution here provides the definition of the club president role, but there are many responsibilities that make up the day-to-day activities of a club president. Keep in mind that everything you do as club president should support the club mission, which is, you have it memorized, right? To, quote, provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth, end quote. Your club president responsibilities fall into three categories: the club meeting, outside the club meeting, and the club executive committee. We will start by exploring your club meeting responsibilities. Those responsibilities are split into three time frames: before, upon arrival at, and during club meetings. Before the club meetings, you should ask your Vice President Education if any members are to receive special recognition at the meeting. In other words, is an awards ceremony scheduled? Ask your Vice President membership if any new members are to be inducted at the meeting. My home club holds award and new member induction ceremonies occasionally during the course of the club year as the need arises. Next, you're going to plan the business portion of the meeting. This can be at the start of a meeting or at its end. Next, you'll want to review necessary parliamentary procedure. Recall that parliamentary procedure governs the format of both a club and club executive committee meeting, albeit more so the latter. I will share with you a helpful parliamentary procedure resource later in this presentation. When you arrive at the club meeting, first review the meeting agenda, looking for unfilled roles or role changes that you or the Toastmaster of the day will have to address as the meeting gets underway. Next, greet guests and members as they arrive to make them feel welcome. Note that this is a duty shared by all club officers. Here are some responsibility areas during a club meeting, but the person responsible for each of these varies by club. As an example, some clubs have the sergeant at arms or the Toastmaster of the day call the meeting to order, not the club president. You would rightfully be expected to be the one responsible for the last two items shown here. Here are two more club president responsibilities, this time for the end of the meeting. But again, the one responsible for these varies from club to club. A club I frequent has as its last agenda item, after the club president has made announcements, a closing thought roll. The member serving in that role, after sharing her thought, bangs the gavel and adjourns the meeting. Outside the club meeting, you are expected to attend and vote at area council, if an area council exists, and district council meetings. Attend the annual business meeting at the International Convention to vote on behalf of your club or assign your club's proxy to a member who is attending the convention. Appoint the club's audit committee near the end of the term. I will note that few clubs, and actually no clubs that I have been a part of or encountered, have an audit committee. But it is a good idea because it allows a fresh set of eyes from other club members on the financial documents which have been maintained by the club treasurer throughout the course of the program year. Fourth point is to appoint the nominating committee, which has been renamed not so long ago to the Club Leadership Committee, to nominate new club officers before the beginning of the term. That Club Leadership Committee is chaired by the immediate past club president. Outside the club meeting, you also receive official correspondence from World Headquarters, such as the leader letter and other email. You'll also be scheduling and chairing club executive committee meetings. You also develop and improve club leadership. Club presidents must facilitate the development and achievement of club and member goals. To do this, the club president must ensure that officers know what their responsibilities are and how to fulfill them, search for leaders, ensuring that all club offices are filled for the succeeding term and conduct timely elections, and prepare your successor for office. This would normally be after the club election and prior to the start of the new year. Outside the club meeting, you are also going to be dealing with issues of club administration, ensuring that the mechanisms of the club run smoothly. This means attending to details and managerial issues such as overseeing the administrative operation of the club in compliance with the club constitution and bylaws, scheduling and chairing monthly club executive committee meetings. Your leadership and interpersonal skills will be put to the test. Continuing with your outside the club meeting responsibilities, the first one here is to advance club and member achievement. Club presidents must focus considerable attention on how to achieve and maintain quality for the club and its members. To accomplish this, a club president must oversee the plan to achieve distinguished club program goals and ensure the club is distinguished, ensure that the club has an ongoing membership building program. You're going to experience attrition in your membership. People will leave on occasion for sundry reasons. You must have the mechanisms in place to replenish your club's membership as people leave. You're going to also encourage communication and leadership development by promoting all education awards. This would be levels 1 through 5 of a member's selected pathways path and the Distinguished Toastmaster Award. The last point for achieving and maintaining quality for the club and its members is to facilitate member progress in the Toastmasters Pathways learning experience by verifying education, approving requests, and tracking progress in Basecamp. Note that you, the Vice President Education, and the club secretary are the club's Basecamp managers. The list continues with effective interaction with other organization levels. The club president and the club executive committee are liaisons between club members and the area, district, and international leadership. Two ways that you as club president maintain a relationship with the district and world headquarters are by attending and voting the club's proxy at district council meetings or authorizing a club member to do so, and designating the club's proxy holder for the annual business meeting. This is often the district director, but it can be any attending member of your club. Now that we have looked at your club meeting responsibilities, we will look at your club executive committee meeting responsibilities. First point here is to oversee the club executive committee. That is, you are who is referred to in parliamentary procedure as the presiding officer. If you are unable to preside at a given meeting, then working from the top to the bottom, vice presidents come in and the other officers. Whoever has the highest rank at a club meeting or a club executive committee meeting is the presiding officer. The second point here is to ensure that the club executive committee completes its duties. Well, what are those? Let us take a look. I highly recommend creating a club budget. More on the importance of this and a sample budget spreadsheet can be found in the Club Treasurer training video, also on the Toastmaster Art YouTube channel, specifically at the 7-minute 33-second mark. With regard to the club success plan, you may recall that not so long ago this used to be a lengthy PDF document, but these days it's prepared in Club Central, online. The club success plan is a plan established by the club at or prior to the start of a given program year that helps the club get from here to there over the course of the year. You want to plan to be a distinguished club. Aside from earning a ribbon for your club banner, being a distinguished club shows everyone that you're doing things right. And then lastly, you are also going to be overseeing the other club committees. There are standing committees and working committees that can be set up, such as education, membership, public relations, and the like. The action plan, as I see it, is a way to get you to consider four important aspects of each of your responsibilities. First, how will you fulfill this responsibility? In other words, what specific actions will you complete? Second, when will each action need to be completed? Third, who is available to help you? And fourth, what materials and resources can you use? There are several resources available to help you in your role as club president, so let us take a look. The first one is key: club officer training. Attend it as frequently as you can, at least twice a year. From my experience, in one or both sessions, you're going to receive formal training about your particular officer position. However, arguably of equal value, you're going to be able to share experiential data with other club presidents, learning from them what works and what does not work, and being able to share with them your experiences as well. Point number two here, you're going to download the Club Leadership Handbook from Toastmasters International and read through the Club President section. For the last points here, know that part of the transfer from one year to the next is to ensure smooth continuity. You need to talk with your outgoing and incoming teams to make sure that happens. Here are additional resources available from Toastmasters International. Most of the links were out of date, but the updated ones are shown here. You might wish to pause this presentation and take a screenshot to capture the information. In 2023, I put together a parliamentary procedure guide for Toastmasters clubs. Its current revision is dated June 2025, and it is available as a PDF download on the Toastmaster Art site at the URL shown, or scan the QR code to access it. We conclude by reviewing some of the things learned. Club presidents open and preside over club and club executive committee meetings. The club president sets the tone for the entire club through preparation, conducting well-run meetings, and providing leadership whenever required. Working closely with the club executive committee, the club president strategizes and communicates with team officers to achieve distinguished club status. The entire club executive committee shares responsibilities to deliver a positive member experience, achieve goals, drive membership growth, and look for future leaders. Connect with leaders in other clubs to gain knowledge. I wholeheartedly recommend the visiting of other clubs, not just by you, the club president, but by all officers. For that matter, other members as well, non-officers. When I travel, I make it a point to attend a local Toastmasters club meeting. As mentioned earlier, I brought back to my home club the idea of a club meeting business session from a club in Georgia. The club president can impact individuals, an entire club, community, and beyond. Leadership, experience, and opportunity await you. This concludes the presentation. I hope that you have found it helpful. Please feel free to post below any suggestions or comments that you might have. Good luck in your term as club president, and make it a great Toastmasters Day. Thank you for watching.